Proudly brought to you by
Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury. Doctor's Hospital, peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctor's Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066. And Cayman Airways, call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. Kirk Market, experience a world of choice. JN Money, from abroad to Yad. And Cineco, keeping Cayman covered.
We ask our listeners and viewers to avoid any statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use indecent language or make any statement that is false or misleading. Call 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990, 949-8037, or WhatsApp us on 925-3261.
Live from Radio Cayman Studio.
This is For the Record with ORRETT Connor.
Hear from your government officials, independents, and the opposition on issues that matter to you.
For the Record.
Engage in an open dialogue between residents and lawmakers.
With ORRETT Connor.
Informative, impartial, insightful. This is For the Record. And now, your host, ORRETT.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, O land of soft, fresh breezes and verdant trees so fair. Today is Monday, the 29th day of September 2025. Right here in the beautiful Cayman Islands, we do hope and we trust that everyone had a restful, peaceful, enjoyable weekend. Those of you who are on our roads, whether you're a pedestrian, a cyclist, or if you're operating any type of motorized vehicle, we urge you to please be extremely cautious. Ensure that you observe the rules of the road. Remember, the life you save may just be your own. For those of you who are celebrating a birthday today, we want to wish you a happy birthday, or if you celebrated one over the past few days, a happy belated birthday as well. And to remind you that For the Record, birthday shoutouts brought to you by Coca-Cola, who are proud to support your birthday shoutouts. Coca-Cola, available across the Cayman Islands, accept no substitutes. Share a Coke with someone special. Those of you who have lost loved ones, again, we want to extend our sincere condolences to you. We hope and we trust that your faith will help to carry you through these extremely challenging times, and that the memories of your loved ones will be a blessing. Those of you who are ill and are either at home or at a medical facility here in the Cayman Islands or overseas, we want to wish you a speedy recovery. And again, this morning, I want to give a big shout out to our colleague here at Radio Cayman, Mr. Joel Wilson. Big shout out, always in our thoughts and in our prayers, and it's good to be interacting, with you as well. I have a friend who's in the hospital at this point in time. I won't call a name, but I want to wish him a speedy recovery as well. And I also want to give a big shout out to the staff at the Health Services Authority at the Georgetown Hospital. Big shout out, and in particular to Miss Tamara Ebanks, who is I think she's a customer care representative. I hope I got that right. If I didn't, send me a WhatsApp message, 925-3261, and I will correct that. But anyway, Ms. Tamara Ebanks, who yesterday was at the reception area, and I hadn't been to the hospital in quite a while, and didn't realize now that you have to register, say where you're going, room number. Well, you may not know the room number, but once you know the patient, they will check that out. And they give you a little tag, sort of like a little decal, for you to wear as well. And when I was leaving, I said to her, I'm going to keep this as a souvenir as well. But she was extremely courteous and extremely helpful as well. So big shout out to the staff at the Health Services Authority, as well as Ms. Tamara Ebanks. And also to say that my friend who is there, we sat down and talked, and they said, you constantly hear people talking about I'll refer to it as the Georgetown Hospital, because that's all, growing up, that's what we call it. As a matter of fact, we call it the hospital because at that time it was the only hospital. And they said, you hear people talk about the hospital and the way that they're treated there. And he said the staff couldn't be nicer, than they are. So friendly, so extremely helpful, as well. They will even help to feed you if you don't feel like eating, but they realize that you need to eat, and they will feed you. So they were extremely complimentary about the staff at the Georgetown Hospital Health Services Authority. So big shout out. Of course, everyone has a different experience as well. I can only go by what people tell me, and this individual had nothing but kind words for the staff there. And like I said yesterday, when I went there as well, really pleasant experience. So kudos going out to them, as well. So those of you who are ill and are either at home or at a medical facility here in the Cayman Islands or overseas, we want to wish you a speedy recovery as well. So, folks, I want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman, and by extension, For the Record, into your homes, into your vehicles as you traverse the busy roads of the Cayman Islands, into your places of work, wherever that may be. As you know, For the Record is a show produced by the staff and management of Radio Cayman, and it is geared towards keeping you abreast of issues as they arise and play out on the local, regional, and international scene. I'm your host, ORRETT Connor, and you're welcome to join me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 7:30 a.m. until 10 a.m. During that period, phone lines are open. You can call us. We have a toll-free number which is provided courtesy of Flo. That toll-free number is 1-800-534-8255. You can also call us on 949-8037, 949-6990, WhatsApp number 925-3261. So let's look at the birthday shout-outs this morning. Well, first of all, we're going to give a happy belated birthday shout-out to Miss Tierline Wellington, who celebrated her birthday yesterday. And of course, we had on Friday happy birthday greetings coming from Sharon, Judith, Reese, Sasha, Cameron, Jesse, and they celebrated her birthday with her yesterday as well. They shared a birthday cake with us, and of course it has the International Scouting logo also on the cake as well. So Miss Tit, and of course in the Scouting movement, she is known as Akela in the Scouting movement as well. 97 years of age and still going strong. We hope you live to see many more as well. Let's look at other birthday shout-outs this morning. Tulio Valadares celebrating a birthday today. Yesterday, Mr. Wayne Roy Randall celebrated his birthday. Bomani Charles will be celebrating a birthday tomorrow, 30th of September. Richard Stevens, that would be, he's a singer, I believe, right? celebrating a birthday tomorrow as well. If you know someone who's celebrating a birthday or any other momentous occasion, please share that information with us right here on For the Record, and we will give them about birthday shout out. I may even squeeze it in during the course of the show if you send it in after the birthday shout out segment has already gone by. And to remind you that the For the Record birthday shout outs brought to you by Coca-Cola, who are proud to support your birthday shout-outs. Coca-Cola, available across the Cayman Islands. You should accept no substitutes. Share a Coke with someone special. And I got one here. Birthday greetings going out to Mr. Wilson from Pat. Does Mr. Wilson have a first name? I believe I know who this Pat is, right? It's coming from Miss Pat Forbes, a former colleague at the Immigration Department, as well. And if she can send that name or just give Miss Susan a call so we can give the first name shout out over the radio as well. I am also advised that Uzziah Bent celebrated a birthday yesterday, turned 8 years old, and birthday greetings are coming from Mom and the rest of the family. Little word there. I know sometimes people don't want to hear their names or like to hear their names called on the radio, but when you're a mom and the rest of the family, give all of the family names as well. And so that, and not out of curiosity or anything, but simply to, so that we can have clarity on everything. So Uzziah Bent, who turned 8 yesterday, you share a birthday with a very, very significant person, an icon in the Cayman Islands, Miss Tit, Miss Tierline Wellington, or also known as Akela as well. So Uzziah Bent, happy birthday to you. You're in good company when it comes to your birthday. We do have a caller. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Good morning, caller. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning. Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Good morning. How are you?
Pretty good. Pretty good. I heard you talking about the Georgetown Hospital a little while ago. People do not realize that the service that we get is very good service. But some of them people do not have no patience. That's all it is. No patience. Because every time I go there, if there's an emergency department, I know I have to wait at least 2 or 3 hours. They have that noted that you have to wait 3 or 4 hours. 2 or 3 hours before you get service. So I don't know why people will go there and rush it and expect to get through right away. I hear some people going on the other night. I was surprised. And all right, because the staff, they have blood going through the veins just like me and you. So what do you think? It's just like the police. Same thing like the police. Expect the police do everything. We need to help out too. I have respect for the authority.
Yep. That is so true. That is so true. And what you caller, what the people have to realize also. I'm no medical expert, but I keep hearing the expression and explain to me that they triage when it comes to when you go to the emergency, they triage. So they're going to focus on the patient that is most serious and needs immediate attention. And if you go there when ambulances are coming in and things of that nature, then it will take a longer period of time. But like you said, they do advise you, that, it may take some time as well. And you can understand sometimes if you have a young child, especially a baby who can't really tell you what's wrong with them, but they're constantly crying or whatever, and you have concerns. But you also have to trust the medical experts that they have an idea of what's going on and they know whether or not the patient can wait some time before being attended to.
Yeah, that's true. And another thing I observe is when you're there, it's the beds. The bed, they'd be short, rooms and stuff. So people have sometimes, so people patience, they have patience when they go there.
Okay.
Authority, please.
All right. Well, thank you very much, and thank you for being such a great ambassador for the Cayman Islands as well. Big shout out to you. Okay, we have to go to a commercial break, folks. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly. And to let you know, we have no guest schedule this morning, so this show is all about you, for you as well. Phone lines will be open. Want to hold conversations, with you, because we want to give you an opportunity to express yourself as well. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, He hath founded it upon the seas.
Captain Livingston Anderson, 1873-1944.
Captain Anderson was a well-known and successful ship owner and sea captain, one of the only black ship owners and master mariners in Cayman at the time. He owned the sloop Panama in the early 1900s and piled a regular cargo trade between Panama and San Blas Islands. He also raised cattle, ran a plantation, and raised horses for rental. He was well respected by all business owners in Cayman, a pioneer for black business ownership at the time when business ownership was heavily skewed along racial lines. He was married to the former Catherine L.V. Mackenzie, and the couple had 5 children.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
Since 1993, Rotary Central has worked diligently each year to provide quality bus shelters to our community. A traveling convenience to our school children, the elderly, young people going to work, guest workers, and visitors using the public bus. We, Rotary Central, help you, our advertisers, make it happen. Your marketing dollar travels a far way, positioning your message, your product, your services, your presence in over 83 bus shelters. Every dollar you spend, every advert you place helps to build another bus shelter, providing modest comfort for Cayman travelers. Reserve space now on the only billboard medium in the Cayman Islands. Email rotaryshelters@gmail.com. rotaryshelters@gmail.com. The Bus Shelters, a partner in community convenience. Another inspiration program by Rotary Central Cayman Islands.
When a hurricane hits, unexpected costs can add up fast. Homeowners are usually out of pocket for these costs to get supplies or make minor repairs. But with Cineco's parametric coverage, you get automatic payouts within 2 to 3 weeks after a Category 3 or stronger storm, whether or not you have damage. Available only through Cineco Homeowners Insurance. Call 949-8101 or visit cineco.ky for a quote. That's cineco.ky to get a quote today. Cineco, keeping Cayman covered.
My mom's a superhero. She always knows what to do when I feel icky. Yesterday, we went to West Bay Pharmacy, and they had everything she needed. Medicine, my favorite Band-Aids with dinosaurs, and even flavored vitamins. Mom says they keep our family healthy. I think they're magic. Don't tell anyone. I think superhero shop at West Bay Pharmacy. West Bay Pharmacy, where the superheroes shop. West Bay Pharmacy and Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner.
It's me again, that old gal Gala Wanton with Cayman Airways. Look here, I go in Tampa again, cause Tampa tickets are on sale and they're flying faster than fritters at a fish fry. I know one thing, I'm racking up all the Sir Turtle rewards miles I can get for even more trips with my award-winning national airline, Siona Erectly.
Book by October 8th for travel through December 15th from just $293 CI round trip, including taxes and fees. Call 949-2311 or visit CaymanAirways.com to catch your Tampa seats on sale now.
This summer, happiness is better when you share it. Coca-Cola invites you to share a Coke with someone special. Grab an ice-cold Coke and find a name. Maybe theirs, maybe yours, maybe a surprise. Because nothing says you matter like sharing a smile and a Coke. So who will you share a Coke with today? Find your name, find your friends, and share a Coke. Available now. Stores island-wide.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
This is For the Record.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. Before we go to the phone lines, just that birthday greeting going out to Ronald Wilson, coming from Miss Pat Wilson. Ronald Wilson. Let's grab our caller. First caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning,
hey.
OC Connor.
Good morning. How art thou?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Okay. How was the weekend?
Weekend was good, except, a lot of sad occasions.
Yes.
Losing too many of our people.
Uh-huh.
Funerals and memorials and friends ending up in the hospital and and the likes, So that's not too good because it seems to be that, to me, that it's only the indigenous people that are passing away and going to the hospital. So I don't know what happened there. Maybe we got to get back to the way of living. Like back in the day when we had just about everybody living over 90 years old in the community. I had 11 different old people in my surroundings that went over 90 and over 100 too, So I think it got to do with maybe the food or something like that, or,
Yeah, combination of things.
Yeah. Well, see, I think, the word deficit should not really be a part of the government's vocabulary, because of what we boast of here in the Cayman Islands. We are so sophisticated. We're fifth largest financial center in the world, and all those different accolades we like to beat our chest and boast about. So I don't think that we should be talking anything about a deficit, because I also think we should create like a sovereign fund, similar to, and that would be like, could almost replace an AU type thing, where we put something in place where money have to be paid into that, especially with all the entities that are here. And that the beneficiary of that could be like once you get over the 60, it could be invested and make money, grow money, try to aim for like a 200 million per year, because that number, OC, is not a large number when you think about $360 million leaving 78 square miles area
Every year.
Millions.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, see?
Yep.
360 million.
Mm-hmm. But we shouldn't confuse a deficit with. We shouldn't think that because if we run a deficit that the government is broke. No, it would mean that it would be a deficit for that particular year in terms of your budget.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But that shouldn't even be in our vocabulary. About deficit. We shouldn't be talking that kind of talking on the Cayman Islands. Even the little suggestion that I made about trying to collect $17.5 million from work permit, people who come here and enjoy all the accolades, all the nice beaches, all the nice parks, turn on the lights whenever they wants to turn them on. We don't have no control over that. They have control, it seems like. All the beaches, they throw their garbage down after the big time parties. And we have to pay. We have to pay to get all that cleaned up. See,
yep.
I'm at most of those facilities. I'm on the beach. I see right now. Go to the beach right now before those guys get there and clean it, and you'll see all the garbage that they just throw right down. I guess they know somebody coming to clean behind them. I think we need to start collecting. We need to start collecting because I think I'm not. Are you on the business staffing board?
Well, I'm on it up until tomorrow, and unless reappointed, I think all of the members of the business staffing plan board, their appointment ends tomorrow, the 30th of September, unless otherwise reappointed.
Well, I do think that I think all of you should be reappointed because I think you guys are doing a fairly good job on there, especially identifying and collecting funds from these entities that are in here that's supposed to be paying money.
Yeah, but we may be a target. We may be a target too because we're being, too strict and too tough and enforcing everything.
How can we be too strict? If our people back in the day, I hear people making reference at a memorial I went to about how the whole neighborhood could be the child, right?
Mm-hmm.
To make us turn out to be what we turn out to be. How can you be too strict? It's either you either owe them money or you don't owe them money. You think CUC is too strict whenever you miss 3 payments or 2 payments, whatever it is, that they come and turn you off. If you can't pay 1 bill, how you gonna pay 2? They draw the line.
Yep.
So we have to draw the line. You come here and you enjoy. You see the kind of living that people. The living here. This island is so great that somebody told me that the night that they came here, they knew then that they wasn't leaving. They didn't want to leave. They came in the night,
sound like
here in the night. They told me.
Sound like when Frenchie. Remember Frenchie when he came here and the immigration office asked him how long he planned on staying. He said he didn't plan on going back.
Yeah. When I say forever.
Forever.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Dr. McField, when he was on the board, he also acknowledge or identify people who have Cayman status where they wants to be Cayman, and they too never was backed up and never paid their fee that was supposed to pay. Or 10 years, 10 years? You can miss it for a couple of months, but not 10 years. That means you have no intention of paying.
Yeah.
That means you're taking us for a bunch of donkeys. And I can't even say donkey because donkey was a good asset back in the day. So come on now. We have to start making the laws of Cayman police themselves. Because if we catch and charge or cancel people work permit for throwing garbage out the window, that law will police itself because people will automatically say, boy, they think twice. Nobody have been charged for that I've ever known about. The people that are not paying their fees to be here, And when you know, like you just admit, when you stand up and try to collect, they're saying what? You're too strict. So you see right there now that law not even for policing itself. Because if they knew that OC them are canceling whatever it is that we have granted you for non-payment, then everybody would get scared and run and try to pay it before they get canceled themselves.
Yep.
So you can't be too strict. Or see how you gonna be too strict?
Yep.
There's a fee for you to be here. And for you to be here, you need to pay that fee. If not, we're gonna cancel you, and you have no chance to come now and say you're gonna pay. Because if you come now and say you're gonna pay, then you're gonna have to pay double.
Yep.
If not, you pack up your stuff.
Okay. Gotta run.
Talk to you soon.
Okay. We know that we had a few callers online as well, but please don't despair. The phone lines will be open all morning. So we welcome you to rejoin us. Call back around about 8:15 after the 8 o'clock news. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Thank you, Mr. Connor. And studio time now is 8 o'clock, brought to you with the kind compliments of Foster's.
When you're on the go, the experienced team at Foster's Pharmacy are here to help. Drop off your prescription while you shop or WhatsApp us and we'll prepare it, ready for your arrival.
Whether you need prescription or over-the-counter medications, blood glucose testing, or advice on vitamins and supplements, we're here early in the morning to late at night. Both of our locations at our Camana Bay and airport stores are open 7 a.m. to 9 p.m., Monday to Saturday.
For more info, visit fosters.ky/pharmacy. Foster's Pharmacy. Better health because we care.
This is the People's Radio Station. Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
With your latest news, I'm Carsley Fuller. MPs approved $711,000 in extra funding for the Coast Guard.
What this sum of $711,000 does is that there was supplementary funding in 2024 to have hiring towards setting up a domain awareness program. And this now carries that money over to continue to pay for that staff as the system's getting set up.
Premier the Honorable Andre Ebanks there. The Maritime Domain Awareness Radar will be situated throughout the islands and will give the Coast Guard a, quote, true understanding as to what Cayman's maritime picture looks like. Deputy Commandant of the Coast Guard, Leo Anglin, was asked by MP Chris Saunders if drones will be used.
So whilst drones is a part of the project or a future project, the main project we're focusing now is on the radar application and ability to now monitor our maritime activity.
A drone is still there in the future?
That's the overall plan. The initial project is directly for Grand Cayman at this time, but the sister islands is in the near future.
MPs approved the funding in Finance Committee on Thursday. Sharks have been protected in the Cayman Islands since 2015, and since then, local sightings and encounters have gone up. But with that, so have, quote, unwelcomed interactions with the local fishing community, as sharks zero in on tasty treats that have been hooked on a fishing line. A potential solution? The Department of Environment's Dr. Joanna Kohler tells Radio Cayman there's a brand new technology that deters sharks electronically, which has proven successful in Australia.
The DOE is considering buying and distributing these devices among interested fishermen and fishing charters to trial their effectiveness in deterring sharks from preying on hooked fish being pulled in, with the aim to increase catches and reduce loss of tackle and fish to sharks in the Cayman Islands.
It's early days yet, and the DOE needs to gauge local interest first. So they're asking all fishermen and fishing charter companies to fill out a short survey that can be found on the department's social media pages. You can also call on 949-8469. The deadline to complete the survey is tomorrow. And piano music lovers are in for a real treat as K-Musica hosts its 4th annual Piano Festival. The 4-part festival starts Thursday with Marlon Cortez, a rising star in K-Musica, formerly Cayman Arts Festival. Cortez, who's a student at the University College of the Cayman Islands, studies piano with K-Musica creative director Glenn Inenga.
Marlon is an exemplary student and musician, and I'm proud that he's undertaking his first full recital in K-Musica.
This will be followed by international performances on October 4th, October 9th, and a round out of the festival on October 11th. 20557. All 4 of the Piano Festival concerts will be held at the Georgetown Public Library from 6 to 7 p.m. For tickets, head to eventbrite.com. Now with a check of international news, here's the BBC, which takes us out of the newscast. I'm Karsley Fuller.
BBC News with David Harper. A UN-backed investigation says it's found clear evidence that the Burmese army has replaced the Rohingya villages and homes it destroyed in Myanmar's Rakhine state with military infrastructure. More than 1 million people from the Muslim minority fled the offensive in 2017 for refugee camps in Bangladesh. A court in China has sentenced 16 members of a notorious Burmese crime syndicate to death for their role in running scam centres in Myanmar's northeastern Shan state. Tens of thousands of Chinese and other nationalities were forced to work in the centres. President Maya Sandu says her pro-EU party's decisive win in Moldova's parliamentary elections shows that Moldovans know how to be united when the future of their country is in danger. She said she now had a mandate for Moldova's European ambitions. President Trump is meeting the Israeli Prime Minister in Washington today as details emerge of his new plan to end the war in Gaza. The blueprint calls for Palestinians to remain in Gaza. Benjamin Netanyahu said the proposal was not finalised. The medical charity Doctors Without Borders has suspended its operations in northern Mozambique, citing rising insecurity. The Mozambican army has deployed additional troops after Islamist attacks forced residents to flee their homes. France and Sweden are supporting Denmark with military anti-drone capabilities ahead of this week's EU summit in Copenhagen. The move follows a series of drone sightings at Danish airports and military sites that's led Denmark to ground all civilian drone flights this week. Russia has denied involvement. BBC News.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman with the latest up-to-date, accurate news and information. For your convenience, the headline news will be repeated on our sister station, Breeze 105.3 FM, weekdays at 8:30 a.m. Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or download the Radio Cayman app in the App Store or log on to www.radiocayman.gov.ky and stay connected to what's happening in the community. Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
For the past 10 years, Health City Cayman Islands has been providing a comprehensive range of in-house medical services, from routine care to highly complex surgeries. We've transformed healthcare in the region, saving thousands of lives in the process. Recognized for quality and excellence, Health City brings together expert doctors, the best technology, and the latest techniques to provide world-class healthcare to those who need it. Health City Cayman Islands, a decade of healing.
The 8 a.m. weather update brought to you by
CG Britcade, where people come first.
A pleasant good morning. Let's take a look at the very latest weather report. Current temperature is 88 degrees. Relative humidity is 79%. The barometric pressure is 29.87 inches and rising. The wind is north-northwest at 3 knots. Overnight low temperature was 83 degrees. Synopsis indicate Tropical Storm Imelda will continue to support a weak pressure gradient over the northwest Caribbean, bringing light winds and smooth seas. Some isolated showers remain possible through the next few days as trailing moisture remains over the northwest Caribbean. Radar imagery show isolated showers around the Cayman area moving towards the east. The National Hurricane Center continues to issue advisories on Hurricane Umberto and Tropical Storm Imelda. Information on these systems can be found at www.nhc.noaa.gov. Tropical Storm Imelda is located over northern Bahamas and is expected to continue moving north to northeastward across the western Atlantic Ocean, where it is expected to further strengthen. The Cayman Islands National Weather Service will continue to monitor this system, which poses no direct threat to the Cayman Islands, whilst Hurricane Umberto poses no threat as well. Forecast for today calling for partly cloudy skies with some cloudy spells and a 30% chance of showers, and temperatures will be in the low to mid 90s with a heat index near 106 degrees Fahrenheit. Your winds will be west to northwest at 5 to 10 knots and seas will be smooth with wave heights of less than 2 feet. Tonight, partly cloudy skies with a 30% chance of showers and temperatures falling near the low 80s tonight. Your winds will be west to northwest at 5 to 10 knots, and seas will be smooth with wave heights of less than 2 feet for tonight as well. Low tide will be this morning at 5 minutes after 9, high tide this evening at 5:20, and a low tide again tonight at 11:25. The sun will set this evening at 6:14 and will rise tomorrow morning at 6:17. And the outlook is calling for light and variable winds and smooth seas by Thursday as Tropical Storm Imelda moves further into the western Atlantic Ocean. And that's the very latest on your weather report.
The 8 a.m. weather update brought to you by
CG Britcay, where people come first.
On Angie, how does it feel to have broken the bull riding world record?
Sore, Sean. That bull was angry.
Angie, I think that bull is headed towards your red convertible.
I broke the world record and he broke my car. Oh well, at least I've got CG Comprehensive Motor to cover this.
Get covered for collision, damage, and more. CG Britcay. Good like that. All benefits are subject to policy provisions, including eligibility at the time of service.
Since 1993, Rotary Central has worked diligently each year to provide quality bus shelters to our community. A traveling convenience to our school children, the elderly, young people going to work, guest workers, and visitors using the public bus. We, Rotary Central, help you, our advertisers, make it happen. Your marketing dollar travels a far way. Positioning your message, your product, your services, your presence in over 83 bus shelters. Every dollar you spend, every advert you place helps to build another bus shelter, providing modest comfort for Cayman travelers. Reserve space now on the only billboard medium in the Cayman Islands. Email rotaryshelters@gmail.com. rotaryshelters@gmail.com. The Bus Shelters, a partner in community convenience. Another inspiration program by Rotary Central Cayman Islands.
Radio Cayman News.
Cayman sees its 5th fatal crash of the year.
We want to work together to ensure firm foundations for the future.
Almost 204,000 metric tons of carbon dioxide equivalent.
Claims that he found the weapon while inspecting his property.
Radio Cayman. Your voice, your choice for today's biggest news.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
Hey, good morning. Let's take a look at what's happening on our roads. Coming off of Bobby Thompson Way, flowing at a moderate pace, as well as Agnes Way, off the Linford Pearson Highway. As we look to the east on Shamrock Road and Rex Crichton Boulevard, flowing at a moderate pace. Further down, a little different story, as traffic is steady but flowing, and as you approach the Linford Pearson Highway as well. On Crew Road, slow-moving traffic heading to Georgetown, heading east on Crew Road. Traffic is light to moderate, as well as Owen Roberts Drive. West Bay 4-way stop, flowing at a moderate pace, as well as on the West Bay Road in front of the Ritz. Godfrey Nixon Way and Eastern Avenue flowing pretty good in both directions. And on Huldah Avenue, moderate pace as well. And that's the very latest on your traffic. Join us again at about 10 minutes past 12. We'll give you another look at traffic. Remember, click it or ticket. Buckle up that seatbelt.
Get ready for something sweet, spicy, and totally crave-worthy. The hot honey chicken sandwich is here, and it's bringing the heat. We've taken our tender, juicy chicken and drenched it in bold hot honey sauce for the perfect balance of sweetness and spice. But hurry, this one's only here for a limited time. Hot honey chicken. Try it today before it's gone. Subway. Eat fresh.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
It's me again, that old Gala wantin' with Cayman Airways. Looky ya, I go in Tampa again, cause Tampa tickets are on sale and they're flying faster than fritters at a fish fry. I know one thing, I'm racking up all the Sir Turtle rewards miles I can get for even more trips with my award-winning national airline, Siona Erectly.
Book by October 8th for travel through December 15th from just $293 CI round trip, including taxes and fees. Call 949-2311 or visit CaymanAirways.com to catch your Tampa seats on sale now.
As a parent, I know I would do anything to protect my child against cancer. As a Minister of Health, I know that the HPV vaccine is the best protection available against HPV-related cancers. The vaccine is safe and is being offered free of cost for 9 to 25-year-olds across all 3 of our islands. For more information, contact the Public Health Department on 244-2648 or 244-2889.
With ORRETT Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. Phone lines are open, no guests in the studio. Before we go to our caller, this person wrote and said, "Good morning, Mr. Connor. I understand what Graham was trying to say, but wouldn't the Caymanian who has to pay for the work permit also be responsible for paying the $500 fee, which would put more pressure on a Caymanian who also has to pay employees' pension plus insurance as well?" So that's a valid point and one that could easily be debated as well. Let's go to the phone lines or WhatsApp caller. Good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, Mr. Connor.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you? Good to hear your voice.
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Thank you, Lord.
Okay.
Something been resting on my mind from somewhere around April.
Okay. Been a long time to be on your mind. Get it off your chest now. Then.
I already told it to Graham too. A young lady told me that he had married a Jamaican, and she's pretty young, and he's in his 40s, and it was an arranged marriage because he was going to be taking care of her, and he paid her a few $100s, which to try to make me believe that I remember how much money it was. So I said, you need a good husband. Should be locked up, and the marriage officer. This is ridiculous. Mr. Connor, my opinion is the Caymanians that are agreeing to marry these expats for the purpose of staying in these islands, they need to start charging them. Don't just deal with the expat. Deal with the Caymanians that they're conscious.
Exactly.
And they know it's intended. It's a convenient. And they need to start charging them too.
Caller question: Did you know the person? You know the Caymanian person, right? Did you share that information with work or CBC in terms of, because they then have the ability to check and they can then conduct investigations to see whether or not it is a genuine marriage.
It's not no genuine marriage, sir.
But what my question is, did you share that information with the authorities?
Yes, sir. Yes,
okay,
sir. Yes,
okay,
sir. Everything has been dealt with.
Good. That's the important thing. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. Everything has been dealt with because the person is very close to me, and everything has been dealt with. You know, so I just really believe that they need to start dealing with these marriage officers on a more serious basis. This is ridiculous because this child, the marriage certificate is student, the husband is plumber in his 40s, she in her 20s. Come on now. Beautiful little young lady marrying him for love it ain't no love. They didn't even consummate the marriage. You know, and these things gotta stop, man. Start charging the Caymanians too.
Yep.
I mean, I might get a little bit of enemies for this, but that's okay. We got to put a dent in this somewhere.
Agree.
Somewhere. So I just wanted to get that been resting heavy on my mind.
Okay. Thank you. Well, and what you want to do is ensure that you keep following up with the authorities that you registered the situation or the complaint with as well. They're not obligated to keep you updated since you only provided the information onto them and you're not directly affected by it. But to keep them on their toes, you should keep in touch with them and find out what's happening with it. Have you acted on it? You don't need to tell me what you have done, but have you done something?
Yes, sir. It's being dealt with, and I'm happy about that.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Excellent.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a blessed, beautiful day.
Thank you. You do the same as well, and stay safe out there on the roads as well. Any other caller on hold? No caller on hold. I want to share this article with you because I think this is extremely important. BVI, as you know, they're becoming more and more vocal about their right to self-determination and talking about changes to their constitution and discussions and consultations about independence as well. So one of the junior ministers, at one point in time, she was actually deputy premier and minister with responsibility for financial services, and then she was demoted, and then she was brought back in. She's the wife of a former premier of BVI, Dr. Orlando Smith, and she said the headline is "Government Workers Less Efficient Under the Governor," and I'll just share a part of it because I want to go to our calls. But it says government services in the Virgin Islands are being delivered at a sluggish pace because the civil service falls under the remit of the governor's office rather than an elected representative. Junior Minister for Financial Services, Trade and Economic Development, Lorna Smith, told the House of Assembly last week. I'm going to just end there and say that is a slippery slope that you may not want to go down. You may not want to go down that slippery slope, putting civil servants under any elected minister. Not in the system that we have. Now, if we became an independent country, then we would have to look at it. But under these circumstances, no. Let's grab our first caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. ORRETT.
Good morning. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Hopefully you're doing good too.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. I'd like to put in a little story about what happened to someone that I know when it comes into marriage, and marriage is of convenience, right?
Okay.
I had remember talking with someone about marrying people that are of mental disabilities, mental illnesses, right? And you have some people that want to be in a relationship, but the only way they believe in the legitimate relationship is through marriage, right? And then they are easily persuaded by folks that don't have any respect towards common decency and stuff like this, right? So they just want to marry people just so that they can stay on the island, like the last caller you had talking, right? And when you, as a marriage officer, should know the person that you're marrying as a person to be a mental disabled person, have a mental illness, because this has happened before. And they go ahead and marry that person. Now, I know a person to say that it's not okay to have a relationship even while you're under some mental illness, but to marry a person knowing that they have a mental illness and use it as a weakness, or they can persuade them into marrying them in convenience. That is like misleading a mental patient. That should be a crime. What do you think about that? Knowing that the person might have put themselves into a more sticker situation where they wouldn't be assisted the way how they should, knowing the person that they married is neglecting them.
Mm-hmm. Well, caller, we have had instances where observant and astute and concerning marriage officers have declined to perform marriage ceremonies because of particular situations. I think they're limited in terms of what they can do. Some marriage officers may require you to undergo a series of counseling before being married as well. But I would have to look at the marriage law, look at the guidance, because the Deputy Governor's Office, I believe it was, at one point in time had issued guidance notes to marriage officers in terms of what to look for in relation to suspected marriages, of convenience as well. It is very difficult for anyone, unless the person comes out and tells you, listen, I'm marrying this person because I want to obtain an advantage under the immigration law. It's very difficult to question people's personal, intentions and their personal commitment as well. But when it becomes obvious that that is what is intended, for instance, there are warning signs all over the place. That person, when you look at their work permit history, maybe they've reached a point where they're to be rolled over, and now they enter into this marriage as well. That's a red flag. That's a red flag there, amongst other things as well. But we can't lay all of the blame on the marriage officers, because they have guidelines that they have to follow as well.
I understand that, but at the same time, right, when you said about the marriage counseling, wouldn't you think that it would be a good idea that we make it mandate that they should have some marriage counseling for at least 6 months if they even can't wait long enough? Because really and truly, to rush into a marriage, this situation that I'm talking about, right? Mm-hmm. This is someone that was in a relationship before for years. Let me say this, years. This person was in a relationship known by multiple people, many people, right? Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden that relationship dropped down, and then they're getting married in the next week, if you get what I mean.
And the relationship that they were in prior to that, why didn't they get married under that relationship, or what? That wasn't beneficial to them, or what?
Well, let's just say that person that they was in a relationship for years had respect for the knowledge of the person's condition, and they was not interested in marrying.
Oh, I see who you're talking about now. Okay, yeah, I see.
Being that they were good friends and the understanding and all those things, right? And then just come and pick up like a setup that they just got married instantly by somebody that wanted to get married. Yeah. And this is a person that is very young that married the person that is in an older age bracket that has the illness. Mm-hmm. This is the situation. Now you go and report it to the immigration enforcement, and they do nothing about it.
Well, I must say that the immigration enforcement, work enforcement, they are extremely serious when it comes to these reports, and they follow them up. Now, there are so many that it may appear as if they're not following up on it, but they take it extremely serious. What we also need to do is we need to look at what we can remove from our immigration legislation that incentivizes people to want to get married in order to gain an advantage under the immigration law. And then what you end up doing is then you've heard this saying before, I think, the innocent suffering for the guilty. So where there are genuine situations, for instance, we have the RERC, Residence and Employment Right Certificate, that the spouse of a Caymanian can obtain. That, to a certain extent, is a guardrail, because you have to have that for at least, I think it's 7 years, before you can move on in terms of your immigration status. But there are people out there who are prepared to wait those 7 years, because during that 7-year period, they're allowed to work. So we need to look at our immigration legislation to see how we can disincentivize people as well. Caller, I want to ask you, please leave us there for now, but the phone lines will be open until 10 o'clock this morning. We have to go to a commercial break. If there are any other callers on hold, as soon as we return, we have one caller on hold. As soon as we return, we will take that caller. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
It's a sizzling summer with J&. Money. You can win a luxury weekend getaway for two when you send or receive money from now until September 30, 2025. That's right. We're turning up the heat this summer with J&. Money. Visit www.jnmoneyonline.com to learn more about how to win. What are you waiting for? Send, win, relax this summer with J&. Money.
Storms bring wind, rain, and unexpected costs to buy supplies, secure your home, or make minor repairs. Incidental expenses not covered by insurance. Until now, with Cineco's parametric coverage, you get automatic payouts within 2 to 3 weeks of a Category 3 or stronger hurricane, whether or not you have damage. Available only through Cineco's homeowners insurance. Visit Cineco.ky to get a quote today. Cineco, keeping Cayman covered.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Can you imagine your home completely organized? At Brand Source Custom Closets, we can. We specialize in designing and building custom closets and storage units for any room in your home, including the garage. With tailored designs and custom LED lighting solutions to fit your lifestyle and budget, our Custom Closets expert is committed to enhancing the value of your home with a solution that is uniquely yours. Visit our showroom or call 623-6774 to schedule a no-obligation appointment with our design expert. Brand Source Custom Closets, 209 Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park.
This is For the Record.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. We're going to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, OC.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. How are you, sir?
Man, I want to give special thanks to all the staff in Georgetown Hospital there. You know, in my life, it wasn't too many times that I had to lay down up inside there, but it's been a few times. And believe me, man, it just takes some patience, you know, and don't get angry, because that's not going to help your case. You need them, and you got to wait. That's the way it goes, man. So I just want to say special thanks to them, you know, for all that they do. They do their best, regardless of what people say.
Yep.
Yeah, man. You know, I was up in there for a blood transfusion a few months ago. I met a lady from Cameron Black that is working there for 50 years. Man, I had to congratulate her and just make her know I wasn't expecting to see her around there in these times.
Yes.
50 years, a long time. We'll see
that's dedication. That's dedication and commitment.
Yeah, man,
and commitment.
That's taken us back almost to the first hospital when we had all those nurses from West Bay and South Sound and really skillful people because they never had no technology to work with besides their head.
Yep.
And they were so great, you know. Yeah, right now we'll see in 2022 I was lucky down came on the bed that I didn't have a heart attack or a stroke or something like that. I'm totally sober, all besides smoking cigarettes, OC. And I tell you, I'm just chain smoking for 9 hours on that job.
Wow.
And I was just lucky because I found out that my heart was racing up on me. The beat was too fast, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And since 2022, I had a specialist from Poland, Joanna Kriegel, and Dr. Hewlett, and Dr. Wallace. Those 3 female doctors there. I never met no better than them in Cayman Islands.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I want to thank them especially for all that they do. And God bless. Live a long life. Have a nice day, everybody.
Thank you. You do as well. And keep following their instructions. And that will take you a long way as well. This person says, hopefully the government will consider changing our laws to only allow individuals to get status through a first marriage like how they do in Bermuda. This would help slow down the marriages of convenience. I hope most, if not all of you, had the opportunity to listen in on Friday morning, because it is quite obvious that the government is going to be seriously looking about the seamen's allowances, the ex gratia payments that are made to seamen and their spouses, because of this whole question of the Caymanian, the indigenous Caymanian spouse who basically stayed home, took care of the family, took care of the allotments when they came when they came home, and then eventually now they are legally separated, divorced or whatever from the Caymanian husband, no longer enjoy the benefits of that ex gratia payment, but the young non-Caymanian wife now will enjoy that. And the government is taking that extremely serious, will be looking into that as well to ensure that the rules are changed in such a way that the original Caymanian spouse is not disenfranchised, is not adversely affected, financially as well. And kudos, to that. And I would confidently say that the government also is taking the same approach to marriages of convenience, where a person tries to obtain an advantage under the immigration law by entering into a marriage of convenience as well. So those of you who listened in on Friday morning would have heard that being expressed by government members, ministers here as well. Any callers on hold, Ms. Susan? No callers on hold. So we're going to go back to, hope I can find it. I don't think that I, got to find it. The story about, yes, BVI News, about what the junior ministers had to say about government, civil servants, right? So she says that government services in the Virgin Islands are being delivered at a sluggish pace because the civil service falls under the remit of the governor's office rather than an elected representative. Junior Minister for Financial Services, Trade and Economic Development, Lorna Smith, told the House of Assembly last week. Smith argued that the current structure leaves civil servants unaccountable to the people they are meant to serve, which she said had resulted in long delays, inefficiency, and frustration across the territory. There is insufficient accountability coupled with a lack of urgency in delivering services to the public. At the end of the day, public servants do their work, but to whom are they really accounting? That's the question that she posed. She pointed to the length of time it takes to process basic approvals, such as trade licenses and non-belonger land-holding licenses, which many Virgin Islanders say can drag on for months. And she's quoted as saying, "I'm having district meetings, and there isn't one district where I have not got complaints about the length of time it takes for a Virgin Islander to get a trade license," Smith said. Recruitment into the public service is also bogged down, revealing that it now takes at least 6 months to complete a hire. The junior minister described the situation as untenable and pressed for a shift in responsibility. She's quoted as saying that the Bible itself is clear when it says you cannot serve God and mammon. You cannot serve two masters at the same time, Smith told the House. For this reason and the others I have mentioned, I repeat that it's time to put the subject under a minister who has a better understanding of the needs of the people and a better appreciation of getting these things done promptly. Smith also raised concern about the Crown land distribution in Anegada, which has been a flashpoint of discontent. She noted that 50 titles each for a half acre of land have been pending for more than 2 years. I'm going to skip that part and go back, to what she's talking about accountability and unable to serve two masters. Well, if you feel that the legislation that governs public servants, civil servants, is inadequate in terms of time frames that you set, the government can decide on policy. Government can decide, listen, we want things to be more efficient in government. And then you put legislation in place for those efficiencies to occur. I would opine, and, don't want to, meddle in other countries' internal affairs, but I would opine that this is a reflection, it is a reflection of the way that they look at legislation. Reform the legislation. But if the whole idea to get civil servants under an elected minister is so that you can influence the civil service, you can influence who's hired and who's fired, no. You're going down a slippery slope, and you should not expect the United Kingdom government to support such a move unless you are moving towards independence, and it would probably only happen after you have obtained independence, as well. But there are ways for you to ensure government efficiency. You say you develop a policy, we want government to work smoother, We want it to be more efficient, and you put the legislation in place. Parliament is where those legislation is put in place. You're in charge of the government. You control the cabinet, as well. So it's up to you to ensure that those things are done. Don't blame the governor's office for it. Blame yourselves if you don't put proper legislation in place to ensure that those efficiencies occur, as well. And then you hold the ministers, in this case she would be holding herself, responsible for not ensuring that those efficiencies take place by saying to the deputy governor or the governor, listen, civil service is not performing the way that we want them to perform, the way that the legislation says. But don't ask for it to be handed over to a minister. History has shown that probably worse outcomes if it is put under an elected minister as well. We're going to take a commercial break. I believe we do have callers on hold. Please, one caller. We will take that caller as soon as we return. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
It's a sizzling summer with J&. Money. You can win a luxury weekend getaway for two when you send or receive money from now until September 30, 2025. That's right. We're turning up the heat this summer with J&. Money. Visit www.jnmoneyonline.com to learn more about how to win. What are you waiting for? Send, win, relax this summer with J&. Money.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
At 35 miles per hour, you have 3 seconds to react. At 50 miles per hour, just 1.5 seconds. That split second you save speeding could be the split second that saves a life. Most fatal crashes in Cayman involve speeding. Slow down, because arriving late is better than never arriving at all. Smart or reckless. Your choice changes everything. Visit gov.ky/road safety.
Your dream home starts with a vision, and often inspiration is at the heart of that vision. Brand Source Home Gallery's in-house designers are here to help bring your vision to life. Whether you're remodeling or building a new home, Brand Source Home Gallery is your one-stop solution. Explore their kitchen cabinets, sinks, faucets, bath fixtures, tubs, vanities, and more. Let Brand Source's designers help and inspire you with your next project. Call 623-5000 and schedule an appointment with a design expert at Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park, serving Cayman for 50 years.
For the Record with ORRETT Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. We're going straight to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Hey, good morning, Mr. Connor, and happy Monday to you.
Thank you. Same to you. Thank you.
Thanks. You're welcome. I sent you a WhatsApp with an article that I found on the UK government website over the weekend where they're rolling out their mandatory digital ID.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I saw that. Uh-huh.
Yes, which will, as you see, will be mandatory, especially for anyone who wants to work within the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
So,
UK.
UK, yes, UK, sorry. So I thought that'd be something good for you to bring up on the show and let people see that, this mandatory ID is rolling out across everywhere and is going to be necessary. Well, not is going to be, but, is necessary to curtail certain things that happen within a country and help to make processes more seamless. And
well, what is intended to do to show those persons who have the right to work in the United Kingdom? Because right now I don't think that they have any one means or mechanism by which to determine whether or not a person has either indefinite leave to remain or the right to work or any of those things. They have no one way of determining that now. Yeah, but
right.
Thank you very much for it. I did read the article, and if time allows, if not this morning, then some other time to share that as well, because we haven't heard too much about our national identification system. At one point in time, there was a lot of hoopla behind it, and I believe now it is a situation where it is voluntary. Okay, a caller may have hung up. This person has written and said, "Good morning, OC. What needs to be removed is the stupidness of naturalization after 1 year of being free from immigration control. Whoever came up with that regulation should be whipped. That's how all of the marriages are getting out of control. And back in years gone by, if you marry someone to get a work permit, they worked, and after so many years, and then would apply for status. Then after a while, they could apply for naturalization, and Caymanian spouse was interviewed prior to it. So talk about the procedure. Well, unfortunately, naturalization we have no control of, because the whole process of naturalization falls under the British Nationality Act. Remember that from an immigration standpoint, the only thing that we have control of is the granting of Caymanian status. Granting of Caymanian status. That Cayman Islands passport that you hold is as a result of not our local legislation, but the British Nationality Act. What we need to try to look at is what we would be prepared to give persons who are naturalized as British Overseas Territory citizens, what rights we would be prepared to give them in the Cayman Islands. We know that people have a Cayman Islands passport that says BOTC, a British Overseas Territory citizen, Cayman Islands, but they don't necessarily possess Caymanian status, so they still have to get a work permit, or they may hold a RERC, or they may hold permanent residency with the right to work. This has been the contradiction that we have in the Cayman Islands that confuses everything, because we are governed under two pieces of legislation when it comes to immigration status and nationality. The British has control over nationality because we are British Overseas Territory citizen, but they have given us the opportunity and the right to make legislation when it comes to Caymanian status. One of the few ways, the only way that I know to resolve that is to come from under the umbrella of the United Kingdom. So, which means that the British Nationality Act is no longer applicable to us. It no longer applies to us if we come from under the umbrella of the United Kingdom. Let's go to the WhatsApp caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, ma'am. How are you? How are you?
Good. I think we got a feedback. Are you hearing me?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm hearing you clearly.
I don't know what happened. Mr. Connor, You messed up my last a couple of weeks ago.
I did. Oh, my apologies. Probably didn't realize it. Otherwise, I would have corrected myself.
It was my son on there, and his last name is Crumley.
Crumley, yeah. Okay.
You shorten it in your shorthand. I hear you guys talking about the radio, the hospital. We got a bad connection. Let me call back.
Okay. Let's grab another call in the meantime. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Morning, O.C. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine. How are you?
Oh, not so bad. O.C., as you know, we all get in conversations. People back up at the supermarket this way, that way. How that goes. But one thing I would like to state, and I listened, everything about marriages of inconvenience and whatnot. And then they were talking about this ex gratia thing that they're going to look further into, right? I heard two women talking some weeks ago, and one was saying, like, what they could claim. But what I know personally, that some of the older marriages, and we have to remember we had a few cases of them where they were not lawfully married. When you get divorced, as you know, you get a certificate of dissolution of marriage. When the marriage is null and void, you get a decree of nullity. So I'm just saying out there that some of those people who might think that they can claim because of being, married longer than the younger one or whatever, it is not so in some cases, because if you check records that are public records, you will see that we had several dissolution of marriages. So those people, wouldn't be entitled. After hearing that, I just, decided that I would throw this a little bit in. And further about the marriages of inconvenience, what is a common trend here? Some of those people come here, they work as your maid, they discover the secrets in your house with an older man, and the next thing you know, they're married. And the next thing again that you know, all their assets are gone. So this is a lot of stuff that is happening with that. So I won't take up any more of your time, but I just leave those two things with you.
Okay, thank you very much, for that as well. And that is something to consider, something to think about as well. Any other callers on hold at the moment? Miss Susan. Okay, let me share some of the WhatsApp messages as well. Okay, we are okay. I thought that person was sending me a message. So the in terms of the naturalization issue, one of the another person wrote in and said that they thought that you had to obtain Caymanian status before getting BOTC passport, and the response to that is no. All you have to do is be naturalized as well. I think the caller has rejoined us. Caller, good morning. Welcome back.
Yes, Mr. Connor.
Yeah, we're getting some background noise from you now. We're hearing some voices in the background.
Hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're always talking about a hospital. HSA. Well, I think it's time that we start looking into another hospital, because HSA has outgrown the amount of patient that they try to see on a daily basis. You don't think so?
Well, how many ways can you see? Can you go to the hospital now? What do you have? You could, if it's a real emergency, you go to emergency. But do they have like special walk-in clinics and stuff like that you can go to as well?
They got various departments you can go to. But when it comes to admitting someone, they don't have sufficient rooms, they don't have sufficient beds, they don't have sufficient pillows and blankets and so forth.
That's concerning. That's concerning.
That is very concerning because it's been going on for a while, and it's still happening. And some remark was made that patients are removing stuff from the rooms. I mean, if you go in there with a little overnight bag for a couple of days, how in the heck can you put a pillow in an overnight bag? You know what I mean? But really and truly, I don't think that section is big enough, can hold, because our population is growing. Remember now, 95% of the people on this island got cynical cards, and they all headed to Georgetown Hospital. You understand? The card cannot be used elsewhere unless it's a referral. You know what I mean? So really and truly, we need to look into another hospital be built in Bordentown. I don't know, we got little clinics, but they're closed at certain time of the day and the weekends, and apparently some of those doctors and nurses are going from hospital to those little clinics still. You know, they don't have enough staff. And there's a corner of going to emergency and sitting off for 4 hours and 3 hours. Now, I don't call that emergency. That is not called emergency. Not you're going to sit for 4 hours, sometimes even more than that. But the thing it is, of course, when someone comes in under an accident or some extreme emergency, the doctors will drop everything and go and take care of them. I am all for that. But the fact of the matter is, they probably need more staff too that can help those walk-in ones that come there. Because if someone's going to go to 3 o'clock in the morning and hoping to get some medication, that they could probably go to work or go back home if they're going to sit there for all 4 or 5 hours. It's not good, but we leave that alone for the government to look into that, because something needs to really be done.
Okay.
And, all right, I'll let you go.
No, I was going to say, if you wanted to hold on, we go to a headline news, and you could hang in there if you wanted to say some more.
I'll hold on.
Okay, all right. Folks, please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
If they are talking about us,
living in your head rent-free all this time,
we must be relevant. Radio Cayman since 1976. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The Headline News is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
The police service has had to temporarily relocate resources to cover a staffing shortage. The Commissioner of Police says the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service is short 26 constables across all shifts in Grand Cayman, and a number of community officers have had to be reallocated to shift work, quote, temporarily, until the RCIPS can rebuild the program. In international news, at least 4 people were killed and 8 others injured after a gunman drove a vehicle into a Michigan church, opened fire, and set the building ablaze before being killed himself. Officials said the attack on the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Grand Blanc, which is about 60 miles northwest of Detroit, happened during a Sunday service attended by hundreds of people. The suspect, identified as 40-year-old Thomas Jacob Sanford, was later shot dead by police in the building's car park. Authorities are investigating the incident as an act of, quote, targeted violence, but say the motive remains unclear. And J.K. Rowling has sent a stinging response to Emma Watson after the Harry Potter actress recently spoke about their relationship and a public disagreement over the issue of gender identity. Last week, Watson says she still loves Rowling and refuses to, quote, cancel her out despite their differences on the subject. But today, the author responded by saying her own feelings towards her, quote, former friend had soured after Watson publicly poured, quote, petrol on the flames of the debate at the peaks of threats against her. The writer has been accused of being transphobic, which she has denied, saying she's worried about the effect on women in single-sex spaces. Those are your headlines. I'm Karsley Fuller.
More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Do you have a healthcare question but not sure who to ask?
contact HSA's Patient Call Center to speak to one of our experienced clinical team members. We are here to answer your questions and help guide you through your healthcare journey. Need to make an appointment? Our team can help. Contact HSA at 949-8600 or email info@hsa.ky. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
For the Record with ORRETT Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We will rejoin the caller who was with us prior to going to our headline news. Caller, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, go right ahead.
Yeah, as you know, John Gray has his own grounds now for sports. And, you know, they were using the little small one over there across from the Truman Borden Center. So they don't use that anymore. So we're getting more locals to go in there walking in the mornings and whatever time.
Okay.
When you cross it in the morning, there's a few people out there well. And Mr. Connor, there are 2 garbage bins on that compound at the 2 entrances as you come in. And if you see, and these are adults that go into that track to walk, and garbage are on the ground. Today I'm asking, they need to close that off, because if you're going to take an adult to go there to walk, and there's 2 garbage bins there, and you got your car up there, you're going to drop that bottle or that piece of paper on the ground and leave it there, Mr. Connor? It's unreal.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Really, really unreal. And then when they say that you're not in Cayman to do, nowhere to go, because everywhere they go, they mess it up. And they got to end up putting locks on the gates because they don't care and maintain what they're enjoying for free. I don't know. Mr. Connor, they were just mentioning about police officers. Mr. Connor, do we have a police station in Northside, and do we have one in Georgetown?
The Northside one is being renovated after a fire. I think work still continues on that, but I believe that it is almost complete, if not complete.
Mm-hmm. What about Georgetown? We have a police station in Georgetown?
No, that is one of the calls that we that they need, and hopefully we will see a new police station in our lifetime.
Yeah, I think it was wrong with them to take those. I don't know what was wrong with the building. I mean, it was old and probably needed a lot of remodeling and all that kind of stuff. Probably got mold and whatever. It's probably not even big enough. But why would they move out knowing they didn't have nowhere solid to go? Just costing more money to go and rent a building when that money could be building the building that they so need, and they hang out in that one for another year or 2.
Mm.
You know? But, Mr. Connor, when the MPs are on, I'm not going to say my station, on your station there.
Why don't say your station? Why not your station? It is. We call it the People's Station. Your radio station.
I'm glad you say that, the People's Station. So if it's the People's Station, why is it that when the MPs are on air, they do not accept any calls from anyone? Not everybody.
No, I won't. Let me pause you there. They were prepared to accept calls, but there was so much that they wanted to cover to talk about. We didn't have time for calls, so we encouraged people to send them in by WhatsApp, and then I can get those across. Not always is it convenient to talk on the telephone, but if you have a specific message that you want to just put it in words and in writing, and I get it to them. It would surprise you how much better that works, because they may even touch on a topic that the person has written in about, and then I can just tie that right into the discussion, as well. But, accommodating people on the phone, you're limited to how many you're able to accommodate, and then at the same time get your message across as well.
Mr. Connor, Mr. Connor, you there? Hello?
Mm-hmm, yep.
Mr. Connor, I know I was gonna hit a kind of little nerve, and you just
No, you didn't hit a nerve. I'm just giving you the facts.
But the fact of the matter is, too, Mr. Connor, remember now that a lot of people who doesn't have no WhatsApp or that can send an WhatsApp messaging or emailing there.
Mm-hmm.
We got a lot of seniors here that have the house phone that they will love to call and pick up their government once in a while. They don't have very much to say. I know the government never got time to waste time to call out, like wasting time. But the thing with it, when we got government come on to our station, they need to be on there at least for more than the time that they come on for.
Mm.
It's not fair to just come on there and then got to go through all of this line to get a message across, and they don't want to talk to the live people who put them in there. I know for that, Mr. Connor, but anyhow, to which his own. Mr. Connor, what is Radio Cayman rating like lately?
Now that's a good question. I'm not sure. That's beyond my pay grade in terms of it. But I guess it depends. It depends on if you listen to other people, and other radio stations, they'll say that they're the number one. I think what is important is not how we rate it, but in terms of what we deliver, as well as the loyalty. I think we need to look at loyalty, and the listeners to Radio Cayman are extremely loyal. You need to look at the number of programs that are broadcast through Radio Cayman, religious, cultural, all of the other things. You need to look at all of the public service announcements that are made, including, sadly, death announcements as well that are made through Radio Cayman.
Yes. Sorry. I understand all of that. I agree with some of that. They must go through. But, sometimes it can be a little bit ticklish for the whole week that you're having probably 80% of guests on the station, and everybody's saying, "Oh, this is our station. Why is it we can't get on? Why can't we express ourselves?" And blah, 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 blah. But anyhow, I'll leave you with that. You have a great one.
Thank you very much, and you do as well, and stay safe on the roads.
Thank you.
Okay, let's see if we have another WhatsApp message that we have. Let's grab another caller before we go to our commercial break. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How are you? Good to hear your voice.
Just wanted to respond to Miss Jan's question about the police station in Georgetown.
Mm-hmm.
I think, as you may know, that has been condemned for a long time. It's not fit for purpose. It's not safe. I think, quite frankly, the responsibility and the delinquency lies at the feet of the politicians, successive ones, by the way, successive governments, because this is a known problem. It's been a known problem for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And like every single capital infrastructure project in Cayman, nobody can seem to wrap their head around how to move forward, and it stays in a place of paralysis for decades, quite frankly. That's why we don't have a new prison. That's why we don't have a fit-for-purpose hospital. That's why we do not have a fit-for-purpose courthouse. Every single major government institution in this country, including the schools, is a reaction, right? Which tells me that there is something wrong with the way the political and the civil service arm of government is managing our country when it comes to capital expenditure and forecasting. These are big, expensive projects, but we must ask ourselves, what do other countries have to do to make it happen? Right? You can't talk about what is expensive today when it's supposed to have a lifespan of 25, 30 years. Right? And you can't put it off for 25, 30 years.
True.
It's going to triple in price. So we have found ourselves, unfortunately, in quite a quandary. I'm just waiting for the prison to collapse onto itself, because you can't rent no building to put prisoners. Okay?
That's true. That is so true. Yes.
A building to put prisoners.
Yep, not much flexibility there.
Right. So they can continue to stick their head in the soil, in the sand, or they can face reality. And our public also needs to realize and accept, and at least try to understand that when it comes to capital projects, it's going to cost money. But it is like a house. It's an investment over a couple of decades, right? You just can't say, oh, it's too expensive. Well, you know what? If it's too expensive today, what is the cost of not having it? And what is the cost of kicking the can down the road? I'm much afraid that our roads have run out. And our government, moving forward, have some big, hard decisions to make, maybe some very unpopular decisions to make, that notwithstanding disagreement or confrontation, is in the best interest of this country.
So true.
But I will park that one right there. I really called to comment about the observations, the comments made by the BVI junior minister on the politicization of the civil service. Listen, nothing in the world is new. Been there, done that. Okay? In other countries, they had the politicization of the civil service, and the concept was called the winner takes all. Right? When the government of the day gets in, all the civil service heads are axed, and they hire all the political appointees and hangers-on and right? And then nepotism, and then only those who are in power get everything. Okay? Been there, done that. So she might need to go read a little bit about history as to why it is in most governments, actually, or at least democratic governments, there is a separation between the workers in the government arm and the politicians. Right now, I do agree there needs to be a whole lot of accountability, because at the end of the day, the civil service is implementing the government policy, and they are also, most importantly, serving the public. So they mustn't act as if it's their private domain, which I can empathize with her on that. Here too.
But I'm surprised that that it's coming from her, because she was a former civil servant as well. She headed up the financial services department, in the government.
Mount me to talk anything, Mr. So anyway, I will leave you all with that, because that is something that those who might have that leaning, and maybe you might want to do some research. There's actually a very interesting program recently on it, reviving that, particularly in the American context and what you're seeing now. And they've gone back into what used to happen in America and why it is that they had to implement rules to insulate the civil service and federal workers from the from political women fancy. So anyway, but as I said, nothing that is new is new. It's old. So we just have to remind ourselves why we are where we are.
So true. Thank you. As usual, some really, really valuable contributions, that you make. Great talking with you as well. Folks, we're going to take a commercial break. We do have another caller on hold. We will take that caller, plus a host of WhatsApp messages as well that I will share with you as soon as we return.
My mom's a superhero. She always knows what to do when I feel icky. Yesterday, we went to West Bay Pharmacy, and they had everything she needed. Medicine, my favorite Band-Aids with dinosaurs, and even flavored vitamins. Mom says they keep our family healthy. I think they're magic. But don't tell anyone. I think superhero shop at West Bay Pharmacy. West Bay Pharmacy, where the superheroes shop. West Bay Pharmacy and Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner.
It's a sizzling summer with Jan Money. You can win a luxury weekend getaway for two when you send or receive money from now until September 30, 2025. That's right. We're turning up the heat this summer with Jan Money. Visit www.janmoneyonline.com to learn more about how to win. What are you waiting for? Send, win, relax this summer with Jan Money.
It's me again, that old gal Galawantin with Cayman Airways. Look here, I go in Tampa again, cause Tampa tickets are on sale and they're flying faster than fritters at a fish fry. I know one thing, I'm racking up all the Sir Turtle rewards miles I can get for even more trips with my award-winning national airline, Siona Erectly.
Book by October 8th for travel through December 15th from just $293 CI round trip, including taxes and fees. Call 949-2311 or visit CaymanAirways.com to catch your Tampa seats on sale now.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
For the Record with ORRETT Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. We are going to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Bussy. Mario here. How are you today?
Good morning. I'm fine, sir. How are you?
All right, beautiful day in the Cayman Islands.
It is. Any day is a beautiful day in the Cayman Islands.
Exactly, especially in September and hurricane season. Thank God for the protection. Yeah. I just want to suggest something to you this morning and get some thoughts.
Sure.
What do you think about the need for a code of conduct of responsible journalism in the Cayman Islands? The reason I say that, and I'll tell you the background, and then you can comment as you wish, if you wish. But, there's growth of, talk shows, podcasts, social media. Nowadays, there's a rampant rise in that. And then there's really no rules around what's responsible for the hosts or the promoters or the contributors to those shows. Now, you're a different kettle of fish because you're very professional, responsible. You fact check. You don't call out things before you know if it's true or not.
Thank you.
You certainly set the standard for it. But I'm asking whether you think it's something that we could do, because people that get destroyed or attacked in some of these shows, unless they take a civil matter, they have a big truck going by me here now, but I hope you still can hear me.
Mm-hmm.
They don't. They want to have the civil courts or the civil remedies to resort to. There's no criminal remedies for irresponsible or damaging
journalism.
I mean, you have the issue of what's it called again? Libel and slander, which I think mostly that is a civil matter. But I think that we need to look at it because people, whether they're private citizens or politicians or just anybody, can be destroyed by some of these programs, and unless they have a pile of money and time to take the person to court or to shut them down somehow, you really are at the mercy of the court of public opinion in many cases. So I'm just asking you whether you think there's a need for it and whether it's something that could be done. I'm not talking about censorship. I'm talking about a code of conduct. I'll just leave that with you.
Yeah, and you could develop a code of conduct, whether or not it is something that you would want people to voluntarily subscribe to, rather than having hard, fast legislation in relation to it. But yeah, some guidelines in terms of how platforms should should operate here in the Cayman Islands.
And you have penalties. I mean, if it's past certain thresholds, it could be criminal. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have, for example, I know years ago when I was manager of Chamber of Commerce, we started this thing about a Better Business Council, which is based on a Better Business Bureau in the U.S. And they were saying that was something that if businesses don't comply, that they could be removed from that bureau or council. But that was not really a sanction, because they could be removed from that and still be able to operate and do their normal dirt. So the same thing with a code. If you don't have a basis of enforcing it, people could say, I'm not going to subscribe to the code, or I'm not going to sign into it, and then you really can't catch them. So it needs to have some belts and braces, I think.
Point taken. Point taken. Thank you. Thank you very much, caller. This person has written in and said, what can the immigration work do to be informed that a person isn't married in their own country and come to Cayman and marry as well? That's a good question. They go on to say there are a couple of those persons in the island and have been reported to work and to the DG's office. However, it seems like these problems are at the bottom of their agendas. This government seems to have some backbone, but I'm already hearing civil servants talking about not being interested in a lot of the people's government's agenda. This is where the Premier must have a say in replacing certain civil servants. If not, the people's government agenda will get derailed. Okay, I understand. And if someone is not performing, yes, I believe that the Premier or any minister should have the right to speak to the governor, deputy governor. We have a call coming in on WhatsApp, Ms. Susan, to speak to the governor's office, deputy governor, in terms of that person's performance, and it should be limited to that, because any decisions in relation to discipline or removal would rest with the head of the civil service, department head, or whomever has the power to do that as well. We have the caller there, Ms. Susan. Let's go to the WhatsApp caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, OC. How are you today?
Hey, good morning. I'm fine. How are you?
Fine, thanks. Just two issues I have for you today. Were you saying something?
No. You go ahead. I'm listening.
Okay, very well. Well, the two. I'm getting a bit of an echo, but I'll keep talking.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, well, the two things. One of them is that you need to know that there has been an arrest warrant issued for me in Cayman. I don't know how. Well, I have to call you back. I feel uncomfortable with the echoes.
Okay.
Sorry, I have to hang up.
Sure. Try calling back. We may be having problems with the WhatsApp caller. Try calling in, caller, on 949-6990, since we're having some difficulty, with the WhatsApp as well. I'm looking through all the WhatsApp messages that we received as well. Morning, OC. This person wants to send birthday greetings to Mr. Edmund McFeel, coming from his wife, Karen, and the children. May God bless him with many more. And I also want to wish Donald Solomon, whose birthday is today as well. So Donald Solomon celebrating a birthday today. Happy birthday to you. And of course, Mr. Edmund McFeel, his birthday today. Birthday greetings coming from your wife, Karen, and all of the children as well. So happy to give that birthday shout out to Mr. Edmund as well as Mr. Donald Solomon. This person said they want to big up the government for doing a great job so far as well. Yes. give kudos and give them a big shout out when they're doing good things as well. And they've only been in government for a short period of time. I think one of the things that we would be looking at also is when the budget comes out, how that is handled, SPS and then the budget as well. So let's look at naturalization, British Nationality Act. If I can share it with them, this is requirements for naturalization. Let me see if I can read this before we go to the break, Ms. Susan. Says the requirements in terms of naturalization: one, that the person is of good character, that the person has sufficient knowledge of the English, Welsh, or Scottish Gaelic language. In this case, we would replace that with English for the Cayman Islands. And that either his intentions are such that in the event of a certificate of naturalization as a British Overseas Territory citizen being granted to him, his home, or if he has more than one, his principal home will be in the territories. He intends, in the event of such a certificate being granted to him, to enter into or continue. No, that part doesn't apply there in relation to that. Here we go. The applicant was in the United Kingdom, in this case in the British Overseas Territory, at the beginning of the period of 5 years ending with the date of application. So you have to be living for 5 years in the jurisdiction, and that the number of days on which he was absent from the territory in that period does not exceed 450, and that the number of days on which he was absent from the territory in the period of 12 months so ending does not exceed 90, and that the person was not at any time in the period of 12 months so ending subject under, then this is the part, this is the clause here, that he or the person was not at any time in the period of 12 months so ending subject to the immigration laws to any restriction on the period for which he may remain in the territory. That means that if you have been granted permanent residence and you have had it for 12 months or more, then you are eligible to apply to be naturalized as a British Overseas Territory citizen. So in order to control naturalization, in order to control who gets Cayman Islands passport, then you have to do that through the permanent residency process, because once you grant permanent residence to the individual, and permanent residence means no restriction on the time that you may remain in the territory, then there's absolutely nothing that can be done about it. Commercial break, folks. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Can you imagine your home completely organized? At Brand Source Custom Closets, we can. We specialize in designing and building custom closets and storage units for any room in your home, including the garage. With tailored designs and custom LED lighting solutions to fit your lifestyle and budget, our custom closets expert is committed to enhancing the value of your home with a solution that is uniquely yours. Visit our showroom or call 623-6774 to schedule a no-obligation appointment with our design expert. Brand Source Custom Closets, 209 Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park.
When a hurricane hits, unexpected costs can add up fast. Homeowners are usually out of pocket for these costs to get supplies or make minor repairs. But with Cineco's parametric coverage, you get automatic payouts within 2 to 3 weeks after a Category 3 or stronger storm, whether or not you have damage. Available only through Cineco Homeowners Insurance. Call 949-8101 or visit Cineco.ky for a quote. That's Cineco.ky to get a quote today. Cineco, keeping Cayman covered.
At Kirk's Home Center, we can make your life much better. We got it all together. We got a great deal in store for you. From cookware to stereos, from power tools to plumbing supplies. Yeah, we got the best
the Record with ORRETT Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. Less than half an hour to go in the show this morning. This person has written in and said that, good morning, Mario is on point with the code of conduct in journalism. Many so-called journalists today lack journalistic ethics. That is so true. That is so true. And so then what it also means is that you need to be selective and discriminating when it comes to the radio stations that you listen to, the newspapers that you read, and sometimes double check what is put out there to ensure that more than one source is carrying it, and that will sometimes help to lend some legitimacy to what is being written or what is being said, as well. Extremely, extremely important. I was trying the other day to remember the commission that had been set up in the United Kingdom after all of the scandals in relation to the various, some people refer to them as newspapers. Some people refer to them as tabloids of, wiretapping and all of those things. And there was a commission that was set up to look into journalism and journalism ethics and to make recommendations as to whether or not legislation was required. It was some commission. I'm trying to remember the name of it. I'm going to have to do some research, but that was several moons ago that took place as well. Any callers on hold, Miss Susan? Okay, and I'm unable at this point in time to look at the WhatsApp messages to see. We're trying to sort out the WhatsApp phone. Yep. Meanwhile, if you want to, you can call 949-6990. What I'm going to do is today in history, 1966, that would be 59 years ago. Yep, 59 years ago today. That's 29th of September. What was reported in the Tradewinds newspaper on this date and time 59 years ago? One was that Hurricane Inez was coming nearer, Hurricane Inez nearer to the Cayman Islands. Also, that new water safety measures had been put in place after a incident on the waters. Then there's a photograph of some of our police officers, and let me find it, installing a candy striped danger mark on two wrecks in Georgetown Harbor are being discussed by police, Chief of Police R.S. Besant and Sam the Fisherman, a man that I spoke about last week as well, where there was a profile that was published about Sam the Fisherman. So you have Chief of Police Besant, Sam the Fisherman, two constables looking on are Mr. Norman Frederick and Mr. Chester Ebanks. Photograph of them on the waterfront in 1966. Another article in there talking about the Adams. Most of you would know about the sailing vessel Adams, the 90-foot turtle schooner Adams, which arrived here Saturday, sailed for Mosquito Keys off Nicaragua last Tuesday to rendezvous with her 20-man turtling crew working there. Her master, Captain D.C. Parsons, said the ship would return to Georgetown in about a week with a full cargo of turtles The Turtling crew, all Caymanians, will also return with the ship, he said. The Adams arrived here in ballast. You would have to be a mariner to know what in ballast means. So she arrived here in ballast, having already discharged her cargo of 300 turtles in Key West, Florida. Can you imagine if we had a boat bringing 300 turtles here? You wouldn't have to worry about turtle at the restaurants on Fridays here in the Cayman Islands if we had a vessel with 300 now. The ship is now owned by Thompson Enterprises of Key West. Captain Parsons, master of the Adams for 14 years, lives in West Bay with his wife, Gloria. His uncle is Captain Reginald Parsons, who was master of the Cayman schooner Goldfield, subject of last week's Trade Winds column, Ships, Sailors, and the Sea. So I have to look for that article, about the Goldfield as well. But those are some of the news published in our Trade Winds newspaper on the 29th of September, 1966, 59 years ago. What other stories here? There was sports in there, talking about Caymanians playing with the against the warships. What else do we have in this profile? They did a profile of Mr. Marco E.C. Giglioli, who, of course, was the mosquito researcher here and in charge of MRCU here in the Cayman Islands as well. What else do we have in this? Ships, Sailors, and the Sea. And this article is about the Endeavor. Not so much about Cayman there. That's about the Endeavor, history. Women's page, as well as the BRAC photograph of a marriage taking place. Mr. Glendale Dilbert, Watering Place, took as his wife Miss Annie Christian of the Creek. That was reported in 1966 as well. I believe we have callers. Let's grab the callers. Three callers, and here I am reading the Trade Winds newspaper. First caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Morning, O.C.
Hey, morning. Well, that tied in really good. At least, I was reading about the BRAC then.
Yeah, my good friend, Glendale, he got drowned on the south side coming from fishing.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so, see, you were talking about civil servants and efficientness and different things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, the people that's supposed to collect the money for the permanent residences, right, the annual fee, right?
Yeah.
Are they civil servants?
Yes, they are. And that would be the permanent residency fee, the permanent residence with the right to work.
Right.
So you have to pay the applicable fee that your work permit would normally attract.
Okay, so that is the annual fee, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. Now, so that means that is like an insurance that's supposed to be paid up annually, or you in trouble?
Well, that is what it should mean. I don't know whether or not there might have been a loophole in the legislation because there were some questions as to what the boards could do in terms of revocation. And I'm not sure whether or not specifically in the law, if it says that if you fail to pay it, that the board can revoke it. I would have to do some research on that.
Well, tell me something now. When you're disrespectful, because you know me, I'm disrespectful a lot. So, see, I went to court for cussing out somebody and going on, and they charged me $300, and they gave me 60 days to pay it, right?
Mm-hmm.
$300.
Mm-hmm.
So I had the money. So I said to myself, I gonna hold it right down till the bitter end. The $300, right?
Yep.
Now the day that $300 was up, I got a call from the police station in Kimmonbrook.
Mm-hmm.
Because when it come to the jailhouse, we still in the world, that there was a warrant for my arrest for a $300 fine. Good. So I went right away and paid it. I know, but I want to see how they was on top of things, because I heard this thing about this residential fees going on for 5 and 6 years. Tell me something. Obviously, if somebody is given the privilege to stay here and they do not want to pay that money, they have absolutely no respect for the country, for the people. They have
no good intentions either.
Thank you. So why is it taking forever and a day? Well, the only thing taking long and that the ganja, but at least they're talking about that. But I mean, tell me something. Tell me something else. Really and truly. How long would it take for? Okay, since the government now is on immigration, some hand the government do it. How long would it take them to go and sell the sand? And how your permanent residents are not paid on time, you will be on a plane within 7 days.
Yeah.
How long will it take to do that?
Well, you wouldn't want to. Maybe that might be a little bit too drastic and maybe challenged legally. But it could say that your right to remain in the Cayman Islands ceases, and your right to work in the Cayman Islands ceases at that point in time, and your permanent residence then would be deemed to be null and void. I think, Colorado, where the problem may have existed is the ways, obviously in your case, someone was monitoring the payments that were needed to be put in at a certain time. I'm not sure that at the time that work and immigration had the facility to be able to monitor and to know who was delinquent and who wasn't delinquent. But I think that is being rectified now. Okay? Caller? Very quickly, because I wanted to grab the other two callers before we finish.
Yeah, okay, I know that. Listen, now, brethren.
Yeah.
You see, like how you said that I said that was too blunt, that was too harsh. That is why people are taking advantage of it. Tell me something. How long you had a driver's license, Mr. ORRETT?
Since I was 16 years old, that would have been, 58 years ago?
So you paying insurance annually, right?
Yeah.
Right? Tell me now, if you go one day without your insurance, what happened to your license?
Yep.
What happened to your license?
It automatically lapses. All we have to do is put like you said earlier, put the structures in place that say if you fail to do such and such a thing, this is what happens. Put the consequences there. Yeah.
There's a legal contract.
Yep.
I can guarantee you, every one of those fees would be paid 2 weeks in advance. Or let's put it this way, we would read out the no good. You know what I mean? Have a nice day, brother.
Thank you. You do the same as well. We're going to take our last commercial break. 2 final callers on hold as well. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
It's me again, that old gal Galawantin with Cayman Airways. Look here, I go in Tampa again, cause Tampa tickets are on sale and they're flying faster than fritters at a fish fry. I know one thing, I'm racking up all the Sir Turtle Rewards miles I can get for even more trips with my award-winning national airline, Siona Erectly.
Book by October 8th for travel through December 15th from just $293 CI round trip, including taxes and fees. Call 949-2311 or visit CaymanAirways.com to catch your Tampa seats on sale now.
My mom Mom's a superhero. She always knows what to do when I feel icky. Yesterday, we went to West Bay Pharmacy, and they had everything she needed. Medicine, my favorite band-aids with dinosaurs, and even flavored vitamins. Mom says they keep our family healthy. I think they're magic. Don't tell anyone. I think superhero shop at West Bay Pharmacy. West Bay Pharmacy, where the superheroes shop. West Bay Pharmacy and Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner.
Your dream home starts with a vision, and often inspiration is at the heart of that vision. Brand Source Home Gallery's in-house designers are here to help bring your vision to life. Whether you're remodeling or building a new home, Brand Source Home Gallery is your one-stop solution. Explore their kitchen cabinets, sinks, faucets, bath fixtures, tubs, vanities, and more. Let Brand Source's designers help and inspire you with your next project. Call 623-5000 and schedule an appointment with a design expert at Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park, serving Cayman for 50 years.
Ready to shape the future of tech in the Cayman Islands? Tech Futures Week is happening October 6th to 11th, a dynamic celebration of innovation, careers, and community. From roundtables to workshops, connect with industry leaders and explore future-focused, high-value careers. And don't miss the Community Hackathon on Saturday, October 11th, where creativity meets code in a high-impact challenge open to all. The winning team takes home $5,000. Brought to you by Work, Enterprise Cayman, and Cayman Enterprise City. Visit enterprisecayman.ky today.
For the Record with ORRETT Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. One of our listeners said, good morning. Your earlier discussion about marriages of convenience reminded me of a bit of information I recently found in Commissioner Hurst's Cayman Handbook 1908. And the quote is, marriages are usually contracted at a very early age, speaking of the Cayman Islands, this is, and unfortunately there is a good deal of intermarrying in the Cayman Islands, and we know that happened, and we know the consequences, of that as well. And let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Hi, Mr. Connor. It's me again.
Hi. Good to hear you.
Sorry, there was one thing I forgot to speak to that I had on my list.
Sure.
And that was kind of following up on Ms. Jan's comments or observations about the HSA and the deficiencies. Now, I want to preface by saying that the HSA has been my hospital my entire life, and so I know what it looks like when it provides very good service.
Mm-hmm.
Myself have had very good service there, and we must continue to support it. But at the same time, I encourage the powers that be in the HSA to look very carefully at its quality of service, its customer service in particular, to older persons. There has been a running narrative amongst people that I speak to who have had elderly relatives going to the hospital and being hospitalized, I myself included. And over the past 3 to 5 years, I would say there has been a significant deterioration in the quality of care to our older people who are hospitalized. It comes down to the basics, like there are not sufficient pillows. That is correct. You have to bring everything for your relatives, to the extent that if you have a carer, you have to bring your carer because your carer is now burdened to do half of the work in the hospital.
Wow.
Now, besides the potential liability issues of that happening, I think it is absolutely atrocious. And it makes a number of false assumptions. The first being, not every older person has an army of people around them to provide support to them when they're in the hospital. And not everybody who's an older person has the same economic status as other people. Right? When you go to a hospital, there should be a minimum standard of care for all persons, whether you're old or young. And I encourage the hospital to get back to its roots, to look back at the basics of providing good standard service. And quite frankly, it needs to revisit their policies that they have abandoned years and years ago under the mantra of cost savings, and that is the use of practical nurses. Practical nurses played an extremely important support role to the nurses and the doctors when persons are hospitalized, and they pulled it out from the spine a long time ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's never been the same ever since. And I can tell you, my grandmother of blessed memory, which is now almost a year since her passing, she was on death's door after we had her in the hospital for 2 to 3 weeks. She went in eating, came out not eating.
Wow.
She went walking, came out not walking ever again, right? And we had to be there as a family on rotation. And if I didn't have a sister who was a medical practitioner who can go there and intervene, I really do not know if my grandmother would have come out of that hospital alive.
Wow.
So we are now celebrating Older Persons Month. October is Older Persons Month. And I see that the hospital has gone through all this accreditation.
Yes, this is JCI accreditation. Yeah, what does that mean?
All of this accreditation, yet they have the scandal with the pharmacy. And I'm not saying that transition can be tough. Okay, I'm prepared to give them the benefit of the doubt. Now we have another scandal erupting about how much they're paying their board members.
Mm-hmm.
I want the powers that be and the hospital board, I hope somebody may be listening, right? And the Caymanian people who have had substandard care, because my family and I do intend to write. It's taken us almost a year, but we are going to put pen to paper. Whether it goes anywhere, we don't know. But I would tell you what this hits on to: a lack of independent regulation of our hospitals. You cannot have people's lives in your hands, and yet nobody not regulating you. Nobody regulating standard of care in any department. We have more hospitals now that do not fall under government, and it's not good enough to pay out money when the person is dead. Okay? So we are the biggest group of people are becoming older persons. If I continue to have breath in my body, every day I wake up, I'm becoming older. And I would like to hope that when I get old and if I have to be hospitalized, that I don't have to be feeding myself if I'm not able to feed myself, and therefore I will starve, right? Because half the time they don't even give you utensils. This is missing, that is missing. We had to carry a whole grocery basket there. So I really hope that they have improved, but I'm sure the work is far to be done. Right?
Yep.
Our old elderly deserve And I'm not just talking about basic care. I'm also talking about physiotherapy whilst they're in hospitalized, to make sure they do not physically deteriorate in their limbs. There's no occupational therapy that's provided to them whilst they're in their hospital beds. It's always a fight, right? So the sentiment is that once our older persons are there, they feel like they're not a priority and they're just there to die. And I can tell you, Mr. Connor, that even when my grandmother was hospitalized, we had so far as to go help the other woman or the person who was in the other bed.
Wow.
Our carer had to go help her because the hospital was not helping the person. Okay? So they know these issues, and they have to get back to basics. And quite frankly, the Caymanian people have to start to open up their mouth and start putting their money where their mouth is with their politicians and the hospital staff. Okay.
Caller, would you recommend at this point in time that some independent study be done of the hospital and its procedures, something done outside of the purview of the hospital staff itself to look at what's happening in there. With all of the things that are going on now, do you think it would be timely to have, to have such a review?
To happen first and foremost is that you can't try to improve your customer service if you don't hear it from your customers.
Yep.
Right? Sending me an email and asking for my feedback, that only captures a very small group. As Ms. Jan said, not everybody have smartphone and not everybody have WhatsApp. Okay? Where is the feedback from our older people? Okay? So they have to first they should have a forum and engage the community directly to receive feedback about the areas that they're doing well and the areas that need improvement. Right?
Yep.
But they know their deficiencies. They know it. They know it. Okay? And I know that some of our politicians who have been ministers of health have received a lot of resistance when they want to see things change at the hospital level too. So that also needs to be addressed, I think, for any government coming in.
Yep.
And there should be some feedback, some input from our successive ministers of health about where they were able to make change and where they felt there was resistance. Right? So we are a small population, and I'm not sure if we hit 100,000 yet. And these are all solvable problems. These are not rushes. These are solvable problems.
Yep.
It just takes the willingness to make it right, and it takes time.
Okay. Caller, I want to thank you. Thank you very much. We need to continue this conversation, but unfortunately, we have reached that time, 10 o'clock as well. I hope and I trust that people are listening. Those in authority, those who can do something about it, are listening to the concerns, that you have as well. This person has written and said, I agree with the caller. HS says she's 100% right on the care of older persons. I've had to take my 88-year-old mother home at 3 a.m. in the morning and asked to bring her back by 8 a.m. for more treatment. I asked for her to remain in the hospital, and they said they didn't have a bed to keep her as well. So in this coming month, October, the month celebrating elderly persons, we need to look into what is happening at our hospital, the Health Services Authority, in relation to the care of our elderly. Is that included in your JCI certification as well? Is that included there? And the rhetorical question is, do we need an independent inspection and review of the Health Services Authority, the service that they deliver, have it properly critiqued by trained professionals in that area as well? Folks, I want to thank all of you who contributed this morning. So much more that we can talk about. So I welcome you to join me on Wednesday morning at 7:30 on For the Record. And tomorrow afternoon, I will be on Talk Today. After tomorrow afternoon, I can't say. But I will certainly be on For the Record in the mornings as well. Have a great day. Please stay safe. And as usual, we ask the good Lord to continue to bless these three beautiful, wonderful Cayman Islands.
For the Record, proudly brought to you by
Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury. Doctors Hospital, peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066. And Cayman Airways, call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. Kirk Market, experience a world of choice. JN Money, from abroad to Yad. And Cineco, keeping Cayman covered.
Information, entertainment, inspiration.
Covering Grand Cayman, Little Cayman, Cayman Brac.
Since 1976 till now.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman